What up, guys? It's your boy Quake, and Eminem has officially responded to Joe Budden and Machine Gun Kelly, but it ain't on wax, it's in an interview. If you're not caught up already, Joe Budden has responded to Eminem's Kamikaze diss on his podcast, and he simply said that Eminem hasn't made any great music for the past decade, and that he's made better music in that decade.
I've been better than you this entire fucking decade. You have not said anything for the better part of a whole fucking decade.
And Machine Gun Kelly, of course, responded on wax with a track called Rap Devil, in which he's dissing Eminem's age, saying that he's a better looking person, and that Eminem banned him from Shade 45 and tried to get his album shelved by calling Diddy over at Interscope Records. Eminem now has officially responded to Joe Budden and Machine Gun Kelly's Rap Devil diss in this new interview with Sway. I'm going to try to use clips of this interview in my video. If I can't use it, and if you don't see it in this video, it's simply because copyright won't allow me to. But let's talk about what Eminem has said, and let's break it down. Straight off the rip, Eminem confirms that he and Joe Budden aren't close friends at all. This is something that Joe Budden has said in the past as well. So Eminem clears it up and says, listen, we're not that close as people are making it. He was just simply a business deal that we had with Shady Records by signing Slaughterhouse, because Joe Budden is 1/4 of that group. Then Eminem continues and says what he doesn't understand of how the relationship between him and Joe Budden went bad was that when Eminem was flying around doing promo runs for his previous albums, he claims that he was promoting Slaughterhouse and trying to get them really big. So he says, while I'm out there doing that, you're using your platform to shit on me and say that my music is garbage.
I mean, listen, me and Joe Budden aren't, we're not friends like that. We're not like, we didn't go to the same fucking high school or something, you know what I'm saying? Flying around to different places and doing interviews and trying to use my platform to pump up Slaughterhouse every chance I get, and you're using your platform to fucking trash me. I've never got in a fucking interview and been like, Joe Budden shit is fucking trash.
Then the interview continues, and they basically talk about why Slaughterhouse wasn't the success that they had anticipated. When they released their first studio album called Welcome to Our House under Shady Records, it did not perform well at all. And if we look back, it only peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and only sold 52,000 copies within the first week. And as of now, it's only sold roughly around 200,000 copies, which is very low performing, when it comes to Shady Records and what the other artists that have been signed there have done. Then Eminem explains from his point of view of where things went wrong with Slaughterhouse. And basically, just like Crooked I, which is the other member of Slaughterhouse, he went on Instagram Live and explained his side of the story. It basically matches what Eminem says, and that's that Joe Budden was having miscommunication problems with the other 3 artists in their group. They were having miscommunications. Nobody was telling what they wanted to do. Joe Budden basically just dipped and said, this is not going to work.
But for the most part, it wasn't a complete picture because everybody wasn't on the same page of what their favorite songs were. From what I understand it to be, what I was told, I didn't hear this firsthand, but okay. Joe said, Slaughterhouse ain't hot right now. We don't have a buzz. We need to put out a mixtape.
Let's put that to bed. Let's put the narrative that Shady didn't pay the group. Well, I know I got paid. See what I'm saying? So that's one. But I'm glad he said that he dipped off, because my original point is, now we can talk about certain stuff. Mentally, he bounced. He left the label. He left Slaughterhouse. But he didn't communicate that with us.
Eminem said that they tried to go and get him to do a second album called Glass House, and that they gave another funding for it, but ultimately it did not pan out because, like Joe Budden said, there was miscommunication, and mainly that came from Joe Budden. And Joe Budden felt like, Paul Rosenberg, which is Eminem's manager, and Eminem took all the money from their first album, but Eminem responds to that and says simply, the album flopped. They did not recoup any of the money from that album. Matter of fact, they're in debt because they invested in the second album and it's not even being worked on or potentially being released. However, Crooked I said that he did get paid. He said he can't speak for the other members in the group, but he did confirm that he get paid. And I don't know if he's talking about after the album sold and did what it did, or before with the budget that Shady gave them. If it's before, then it's fine. If it's after, then Joe Budden has something to complain about, because after the sales, usually the money should go to recoup whatever Shady Records invested in it, and then the rest of it should go to the artists.
We gave him another album, and next thing I know, I hear Joe talking about who got that money, who got what money.
I saw a clip that he put up, an interview with him and Crooked, that he felt like that maybe, perhaps, like he alluded that you and Paul got majority of the money.
I hate to say this because I think the guys are super fucking talented, but the album didn't do much to even recoup the first budget. Then we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on the second album that never came out. What money didn't you get?
Then Eminem gives more details as to why he dissed Joe Budden. He says that when Joe Budden was completely destroying that track Untouchable off the Revival album, Eminem felt like he should have just said, this song is not for me, and not go on a complete rant talking about how Eminem is trying to, cater to black culture and that this is the worst song that he's ever heard in his life. Eminem responds and simply says, listen, if that's the worst song you ever heard in your life, you should listen to your own music.
There's a fine line between saying, you know what, this guy's really been cool to me. He's helped me out and tried to help out on many occasions. So I'm not gonna go in on Untouchable like that. I'm gonna say it ain't for me, I'm not crazy about it, whatever. But to be the worst song you've ever heard in your life?
On Friday, Revival is coming, so we got a new Eminem track, Untouchable. This is
Throw it in rice.
What?
Throw it in rice.
Okay, all right.
It's trash. One of the worst songs I've ever heard. I don't care if the content is great. This is one of the worst songs I've ever heard, and it's giving me a real bad taste about some other things.
Have you listened to your own shit? Do you not listen back? Because if that's the worst fucking song you've ever heard in your life.
After that, Eminem talks about why he went at Machine Gun Kelly and where the issues stemmed from. He first clarifies that old tweet that was from 2012 where Machine Gun Kelly was tweeting about how attractive Haley is, and that Machine Gun Kelly at the time, remind you, was 22 and Haley was 16, so that alone was just weird in itself. But when he did that, Eminem says that he did not notice that tweet at all until a year and a half later. What he did notice was that Machine Gun Kelly was using Eminem's daughter's name to promote his album and his music while he was doing a promo run, doing interviews. He would constantly mention that he was banned from Shade 45, all because of the Haley tweet that he tweeted in 2012. And when Eminem noticed that he was using Haley's name to get himself attention, that's when Eminem felt like he had an issue with Machine Gun Kelly.
Just for the record, the thing that was going on that he was saying about my daughter, I didn't even know about that until literally a year and a half later.
Okay.
One day, you go down the fucking wormhole of YouTube and whatever, right? So I see Machine Gun Kelly talks about Eminem's daughter, whatever, right? So what the fuck? Click on it. Yo, why is he? Then he starts doing a press run, basically, about Haley.
Pictures of that had came out, and I'm 20 years old, 21 at the time, and I'm like, oh my God.
And she's beautiful.
I said she's beautiful,
yeah.
But all respect due, Eminem is king.
Yeah.
Man, fuck you, man. Fuck anybody
right?
who's trying to take food off of not just my plate, but a whole city. It's more than just me, man. Let us win, man. Help.
I'm like, what the fuck? Yo, my man better chill, right?
Even though Eminem had issues with what Machine Gun Kelly was doing, he still decided not to go at him in any diss tracks. Then Machine Gun Kelly started to spit freestyles and get on features dissing him on tracks. The first one he refers to is the one where he spit a freestyle with LA Leakers in May 2017, where he says he's the greatest rapper alive since he got banned from Shade 45.
That's not why I dissed him. The reason I dissed him is actually a lot more petty than that.
Okay.
The reason that I dissed him is because he got on First he said, what he said, I'm the greatest rapper alive since my favorite rapper banned me from Shade 45 or whatever he said, right?
I'm my favorite rapper alive since my favorite rapper banned me from Shade 45. I wonder.
Eminem also confirms that he's not trying to hinder Machine Gun Kelly's career at all, and that when he heard him on the Tech 9 song dissing him is when he confirmed that Machine Gun Kelly officially is going at him. However, Eminem says in the song, he said, to remind y'all, you just rap and not God. However, Eminem says that in a tweet, Machine Gun Kelly changed those lyrics and said, you just rap and you're not rap God. And with changing y'all to you, it became a direct thing. And of course, we all know Eminem has a song called Rap God. So when he changed it from y'all to you in the tweet, that's when Eminem confirmed that Machine Gun Kelly is officially going at him.
So I'm like, on the song, he said, y'all just rap, you not gods. And on Twitter, he said, you just rap, you not God. Had some shit to get off my chest. And I'm seeing, and by the way, this was on the heels of the freestyle he had just did about Shade 45. It's like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Hard to remind y'all, you just rap, you not God.
However, I could not find this tweet that Eminem was referring to on Machine Gun Kelly's page at all. I don't know if he deleted the tweet or if Eminem is just seeing things. I don't know, but he did quote a few lyrics from the track when it did drop. Eminem then continues and says he questioned whether he should go at Machine Gun Kelly because Eminem is such a big artist that if he responds to you, your career is going to skyrocket for the moment being. And we're seeing this with Machine Gun Kelly because that Rap Devil song went to #1 on the rap hip hop charts on iTunes, and Machine Gun Kelly hasn't had one in forever, at least a #1 on the rap charts. And it's getting like 70 million views. And I can't remember the last time Machine Gun Kelly got 70 million views for a song. So Eminem is right when he says that when he responds to somebody, he makes their career big for that moment. So that's why he was contemplating on responding to Machine Gun Kelly. Sway then asked, have you heard the Rap Devil diss track? And Eminem says he has heard it and that he doesn't know what to do exactly next. He says that the track was pretty good too. Eminem also confirms that he did not call Diddy or Interscope to try to get Machine Gun Kelly shelved, that he's just talking shit and just trying to spew that onto him.
I'll leave it at that. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do at this point right now because I'm still kind of waiting to see what...
You haven't heard his Rap Devil response?
No, I heard it.
What do you think of it?
It's not bad for him. Mm-hmm. He has some good lines in it.
Did y'all really call Interscope to try to shelve his...
Fuck no!
Eminem then towards the interview says that he doesn't plan on responding to everyone that responds to him on this album because it's just going to go on for 5 years of people responding back and forth to each other. I don't know if that's alluding to a response to Machine Gun Kelly, though. I do believe there is a diss track coming from that because Mr. Porter, who's very close with Eminem, says that they're going to work on the studio on something. He confirmed this about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
So give us some insider, man. Is M writing right now? What's up? What we doing?
Right now, he in there working right now. we doing something. We doing something else right now. But
okay.
Trust me, we'll get to it.
Now there's a preview towards the end of this interview where there's a part 3, and this was the most interesting part for me because Sway asks, how involved was Dr. Dre in this project, and Eminem says Dr. Dre was heavily involved, but he also reveals that Dr. Dre persuaded Eminem to not release a few tracks on this album because they were going too far. Eminem says specifically one track was going way too far.
There's a couple songs that he kind of deaded them just because he didn't have a good reaction to them, and he also felt like one of them was going a little far.
Now that makes me want to hear the track because if you guys know anything about Dr. Dre and the way he handles his artists, he lets them create whatever they want to create, and he usually doesn't, hold back tracks. He lets them say whatever they want to say on tracks. He feels like that's when they can be the most expressive, the most creative artist. And as we know, throughout 50 Cent's career, throughout Eminem's career, throughout NWA, basically any artist that Dr. Dre has produced, we know that they've said some outlandish shit. I mean, Eminem was in courts over it, and labels and whatever. The government was trying to stop his career from pursuing because he was saying outlandish shit on tracks. So when Eminem says that Dr. Dre was holding this track back and not letting Eminem release it, that says a lot about the track. Eminem must have went off and said some crazy shit about a bunch of people, and it must have gone completely left. I'm assuming it's probably going directly at Donald Trump for whatever reason. In my mind, I feel like he's threatening to kill him or something in that track. That's why Dr. Dre held it back. I have a feeling it's something that crazy that Dr. Dre was like, whoa, you're going way too far. Or he was just going at a bunch of rappers and exposing some private shit in their life that Dr. Dre felt like, you're going to ruin their whole life if this gets released. In my opinion, if I had to choose between Eminem responding to Machine Gun Kelly on a diss track or releasing that track that Dr. Dre said to hold, I would choose that Dr. Dre track that he said to hold 100%. I want to hear your guys' opinion on that. Do you guys think, if you had to choose one, would you rather have Eminem respond to Machine Gun Kelly or release that track that Dr. Dre said not to release? With that being said, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think Machine Gun Kelly will watch this interview and release another diss track? Do you guys think Eminem will release a Machine Gun Kelly diss track in the upcoming days or weeks, or just do a surprise release again and release a bunch more tracks going at people? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you want to support this channel further, you can do so at patreon.com/diverse mentality. For just $1 a month or more, you can help support this channel further. Like, comment, share, and definitely subscribe. I do videos like this daily on hip-hop news and much more. So definitely subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at QuakeGW. Like us on Facebook, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.